Tonight from Chocolatetown, USA, Hershey, Pennsylvania, we're set for the Super Bowl of high school football as the top high school players from Pennsylvania take on the best of Ohio in the 44th annual PNC Big 33 Football Classic. Hi everybody, I'm Greg Mace together with Todd Blackledge. Tonight the tradition continues, and it's a great tradition of football. Todd, of course, there has never been a Super Bowl that's ever been played without at least one Big 33 player.
That's amazing, and I've said this many times, Greg. I think since they renewed the series and it's Pennsylvania and Ohio again, it's the perfect fit, the perfect matchup. Two states that are very passionate about high school football. Two states that turn out tremendous talent year in and year out, and two states that tonight really want to win this game badly. As fate would have it, since they renewed in '93, they've played 8 games. The teams have split 4-4, so whoever wins tonight can claim the upper hand.
You're going to see some great talent here tonight, and a lot of people feel we've got the #1 high school player in the nation, and he's playing for Pennsylvania.
When you talk all-star games, you talk impact players, and for Pennsylvania, it starts with Kevin Jones, the tremendous running back out of Cardinal O'Hare High School. Great speed and explosiveness. The top player in Pennsylvania, one of the top 2 or 3 recruits in the entire nation, headed to Virginia Tech. And again, if he gets loose in the open field, goodbye. Then there's quarterback Cecil Howard out of McKeesport area, a dangerous threat as a runner and a thrower, headed to Syracuse after today's ball game, and he's a guy that at this stage in his development reminds a lot of people of Donovan McNabb.
A lot of great offense in this game, but I think a lot of people feel the defense and perhaps the defensive ends are the key to winning or even losing.
Well, you've got to have people that can rush the passer and create some havoc, and for Ohio, they have 3 studs playing the defensive end position. It starts with Pierre Woods, 6'6", 230 pounds out of Cleveland Glenville High School. He's headed to Michigan, a very charismatic, speed-type player. Then you've got Simon Frazier, a guy from Upper Arlington High School, headed to Ohio State, a guy who has one of those motors that just runs nonstop. And if those 2 guys get tired, they can go to Pat Massey out of Cleveland St. Ignatius, who's headed to Michigan as well. So 3 guys that hope to create some real disruption in the Pennsylvania backfield tonight.
And as you're about to find out, this is much more than a game. A lot of color and pageantry. It's about to kick off in just a moment. The opening kickoff of the Big 33 Football Classic, moments away from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Stay with us.
So I'm coming home one weekend and I'm running on fumes, so I pull over to fill up. But of course I can't find my wallet, right? So there I am, like 80 miles from home and about 100 from school, and I'm looking under the seat and in the glove compartment for some change, and I pull out like a handful, but it was enough to get me home.
Mr. Davis, sir, Mr. Davis, I've come to ask for a raise. Well, I gotta tell you, Davis, it's gonna be a tight quarter here.
You're thinking, when you own the company, how do you give yourself a raise? We're thinking, PNC has strategies to help you reach your business goals while improving your personal finances. Let us put your company's money to work in ways you never thought possible.
I never could say no to you, Davis.
PNC, the thinking behind the money.
Peanut butter and jelly on white with crust. Peanut butter and jelly on white with no crust. To kids, this is variety. But you've grown up. You want real choices for your money, like Arby's $5 Value Roundup. Choose any 2 chicken sandwiches, 3 beef and cheddars, or 4 regular roast beefs for just $5. So hurry in, and you'll get the kind of change you really like. The $5 Value Roundup, only at Arby's. Satisfy your grown-up tastes.
Toyota's Summer Savings Sales Event is here. Save on Corollas with up to $750 cash back from Toyota. Then keep saving with Corolla's great gas mileage. Or save with low 4.9% APR financing up to 60 months. Or lease Corolla, well-equipped for $189 a month for 36 months with $1949 due at signing. Get the Toyota you want during Toyota's Summer Savings Sales Event. It's savings worth repeating.
The PNC Big 33 Football Classic is brought to you by Harrisburg Area Community College, Capital Tux, and Toyota.
Welcome back to Hershey, Pennsylvania, the PNC Big 33 Football Classic. Greg Mace together with Todd Blackledge. We'll join Dennis Owens and John Apichello on the sideline. We're actually waiting for the game ball, and we've told you this is much more than a game. In fact, one young man or one young woman will kick a 40-yard field goal, attempt to kick a 40-yard field goal for a $75,000 scholarship. Why they're looking up There's a parachute jumper in the sky who will land on one of 9 selected numbers. There are scholarship winners who were chosen at random, and whosever number they land on, that person, that boy or girl, high school student, will get to attempt this 40-yard field goal for the $75,000. The first year, somebody kicked it. It went right through the uprights.
You got to have a little kicking history to kick a 40-yard field goal.
All right, right on the target right there. Let's see what number he lands closest to. And they'll call that, and they'll hold the number up in the air, and I'll be able to immediately tell you who is the winner. It's pretty good timing. Number 1 is Justin Engel from Southwestern High School. And Justin, there he is going to get a chance to kick for $75,000. He's all pumped up. Looks like he might have a shot. A little athletic ability. Southwestern from York County. And he'll get a shot a little bit later. Sponsored by Mrs. T's Pierogies, so you will see that at halftime. What a terrific week of activities this is. If you're not familiar with the Big 33, there's buddies. We've got the band, the cheerleaders. A whole week, it's almost like a bowl game. Last night we had a great banquet. Joe Montana was on hand, honorary chairman.
Had a great chance. I sat between the two Joes last night at the head table. Joe Paterno was on my left, Joe Montana on my right. And what a great evening that was for me.
These are all high school seniors. They've already graduated from their respective high schools. All great blue chip prospects, most of them heavily recruited. And in just a couple of weeks, in some cases even less, they're all going to go to their respective colleges. So this is really a great opportunity for these guys to get together to play at another higher level of football. That's what they'll be playing in college in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's right around the corner for a lot of these guys. I mean, they'll put these pads away and work out maybe for another week, and then off they go. And that's why I think this game is a great stepping stone for these guys, because most of them are going to major college programs, and this game gives them a chance to really compete at that level before they really go into it full swing.
There is Adam Taliaferro, the young man, of course, from Penn State, who was injured in the collision at Ohio State. He's on the field. He's been a big part of this week. On Friday as well, he's going to be the honorary captain for Pennsylvania. Well, there are a lot of special rules in this ball game that really create for some wide-open atmosphere, wide-open plays. Those guys on the sideline tonight are Dennis Owens and John Appicello.
Thanks, Greg. Dennis Owens, I'm going to be on the Ohio sideline. John, you're going to be on the Pennsylvania sideline.
That's right. A great deal. You know, when someone scores, we can go talk to them. We don't have to wait till the end of the game.
Not like those NFL rules or anything,
That's
but
right.
there are also some rules that should make this a very exciting game. Let's take a look at those. It's an all-star type of game. Every player must play 15 plays. Yes, indeed, they are counting. It's not like they can hide any players. Everybody's got to get on the field. On defense, and this is one that has the coaches nervous, no blitzing, and you must play man-to-man coverage, which means if somebody slips, if somebody falls down, it could be a real big play.
Yeah, you're left on an island out there. Meanwhile, on offense, each team must pass the ball 40% of the time, which makes it interesting when they want to freeze the ball. That doesn't happen here. And if a team is trailing by 9 or more points and they score, they can choose to get the ball back so they can tighten that gap in a hurry.
And I think they will choose to get the ball back. Hey, guys upstairs, you know we haven't talked about it, but it has been hot here in the past. Tonight, absolutely beautiful. No humidity, nice cool little breeze. It's actually a pretty nice night for football.
It's a good point, Dennis, as we take a look at the weather and the captains for the Ohio team. It is a beautiful night here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We are surrounded by Hershey Park, and our weather conditions brought to you by Harrisburg Area Community College. 84 degrees, humidity nice and low. Wind won't be a factor, but it could be in the in the mid-90s. So this isn't too bad, and it'll cool off as the evening goes on.
Well, and every time I hear Dennis go over those rules as a former quarterback, you just start to salivate. I mean, this game is set up for a quarterback. You've got to throw it 40% of the time, and you got to play man-to-man defense. So, I mean, if you can get a little protection, you can have a big night. As we saw last year with Jeff Smoker, the game's MVP, had a huge night throwing the football.
Yeah, Jeff is actually here tonight. He is going to participate in another neat contest we have coming up between the first and second quarters. Our current series tied at 4 games apiece. Pennsylvania won last year 31-14. I remember last year Mike Pettin really worked those guys into the ground. A lot of us thought, man, are these guys too tired coming in? But I think the coaches realized you've got to crank the intensity up in practice.
And they were clearly the more physical team a year ago, and I'm sure that the Ohio Coaches Association, when they put their team and their staff together this year, took good notice of that last year.
Well, the coin flip was actually last night at the banquet, and Pennsylvania won the toss, and they elected to receive. Here is the Ohio kicker. His name is Nate Fry, headed the Bowling Green. He is the third kicker in 4 years from his high school.
Yeah, that's amazing. Findlay High School, a great tradition, putting out kickers, and he will It'll be interesting to see if he kicks to Kevin Jones right away. He will be the middle return guy for Pennsylvania. And we talked about his speed and explosiveness in the open. A sub 4.2 40 guy at 215 pounds. That's genetically freakish is what it is.
So we're set to go. It is the 44th annual game. Hershey's ready. So are we. Here's the opening kickoff. Ohio, will they go to Jones? Nope, they'll come near sideline. Jackson tries to cut, takes it up to about the 25-26-yard line. Big Pierre Woods on special teams brings them down. You're going to see a lot of that young man tonight. And as Todd pointed out and Dennis pointed out, boy, you're going to see some wide open plays. Man-to-man coverage, it's not like high school where you can zone it. And the starting quarterback for Pennsylvania, Cecil Howard. What a great young man from McKeesport Area High School, headed to Syracuse University. He will remind you of one Mr. McNabb. It's Kevin Jones. He gets the first carry of the game and immediately stopped by Andre Tyree.
You know, nowadays in high school recruiting, I mean, everybody knows who everybody else is. As we take a look at the Pennsylvania backs and receivers, again, Kevin Jones, that flashy tailback, the offensive line, a good one, a big physical group. The center, an undersized guy, Brian Johnson, but very, very powerful, very strong, and he's got his hands full on the inside tonight.
2nd and 5 for Pennsylvania. Second play from scrimmage. Howard with time. Completes. Terrence Phillips, the receiver. And he's got a first down for Pennsylvania.
You know, a lot of these corners in the game not used to playing man-to-man coverage all the time, and that time Ken Williams, the corner out of Bedford, a little tentative out there, a big cushion, and this is an easy throw for a quarterback, a way to get him involved in the game early. You see the cushion on the outside, a little tentative, and then the missed tackle, and that's another problem with man-to-man coverage. You miss a tackle, and a short gain turns into a long one.
Pitches to Veach. Jonathan Veach gets to the outside, picked up a couple of yards, stopped by Chris Harrell. For Jonathan Veach, young man headed to Princeton, and boy, we saw him play at Mount Carmel. They won a couple of state titles. He runs over guys.
He's only the 5th player in Pennsylvania history to rush for over 7,000 career yards, and Jim Rankin, that's the head coach talking to him. He loves the guy. I mean, he just said he's the consummate kind of football player. And as you mentioned, a great, great high school career.
He spoke last night at the banquet. He said, you're wondering, he doesn't like to speak in front of people, but they thought, hey, he's going to Princeton. He had to speak. 2nd and 6. Tim Massacoy, the intended receiver. Ken Williams was right there. And we take a look at the Ohio defense, and this is a big one as well. Part of the great crowd. We'll take a look at the defense in just a minute. We always pack this place, not only with the host families and the people from the individual schools, but a lot of just generic, a lot of football fans just love to come out to see these two teams play. There's the backfield, 3rd down. Kevin Jones.
See ya.
That's what we were expecting. First touchdown of the game belongs to the Pennsylvania Player of the Year. 52 yards. Pennsylvania's on the board.
Well, Greg, you saw a couple things on that play. Number one, you're going to see an excellent block by the Pennsylvania center. Brian Johnson got an excellent block on the inside on the nose tackle, Jamal Bryant, and then the quick cut by Kevin Jones back to the left, and then it was just pure speed. And again, once he gets through, no one's going to catch him. You see the block by Johnson and the nice cut and vision by Kevin Jones, and then it's nothing between him and the end zone.
Robbie Gould's extra point is right through the uprights. Well, if you get this young man in open field, he's going to fly. Robbie Gould hits the extra point, and Pennsylvania, less than 2 minutes into the game, has a 7-0 lead.
Win back-to-back championships, and it's called a repeat. 3 in a row, that's a three-peat. But what do you call the one streak that blows all others away? The 10-peat. Ford division is just 1 month away from 10 straight years as the car and truck sales leader. That means right now you can take advantage of $2,500 cash back or 0.9 APR on any 2001 Windstar, Expedition, or Excursion. So see your neighborhood Ford dealer. We're the victors, but if you hurry, to you go the spoils.
The Steelers keep on sweating at Camp Cower in Latrobe. We've got the story on Pittsburgh Sports Tonight. We'll hear from Cordell Stewart about the new offense, and our Tunch Yokin talks to new Steelers center Jeff Hardings about the switch from guard to center. Plus, is there trouble brewing for Pitt's Heisman hopeful Antonio Bryant? We've got an update. Your teams, your town, your show, tonight at 10 on Pittsburgh Sports Tonight.
Rugged, tough, the Rhino is built to take grueling off-road abuse, and so can Rhino Lining's Tough Stuff truck bed liners. If you work your truck hard, then you need a Rhino Lining sprayed-on polyurethane lining to protect your truck bed. Rhino Linings is the world's leading sprayed-on liner company. Their Tough Stuff liner, sprayed on up to a 1/4 inch thick, is virtually indestructible polyurethane. And unlike plastic liners, which don't stop truck bed rust, a Rhino Lining protects your investment permanently. A Rhino Lining only takes a few hours to apply, and it's warranted by your dealer for as long as you own your truck. So if you want to protect your truck's value, get a Rhino Liner. Call or log on right now. We'll send you a free brochure, a sample of Tough Stuff, and give you the name of the Rhino Linings dealer nearest you. Call now.
Pennsylvania on the board first. I mentioned the block by Brian Johnson. Watch the left tackle now. Chris Hathey, number 76 out of Mount Lebanon High School, gets a nice block on the inside linebacker, and those two blocks were all that Kevin Jones needed to take it to the end zone. An excellent start for the Pennsylvania All-Stars.
And with the man who scored the touchdown, John Appicello.
That's right. He's right here, Kevin Jones. Let me tell you, you had a hole and you used it.
My offensive line did a great job. They opened it up in the middle, and I just cut back and grabbed my blocks. That's all I do to the line.
That looked real familiar. Same play he scored on in a scrimmage on Tuesday. Guys, back to you.
I have a feeling we'll see a little bit more of that as well. It's kind of par for the course for Kevin Jones, who rushed for 94 touchdowns at Cardinal O'Hara.
You know, surprised a lot of people with his choice of Virginia Tech over Penn State, over some other schools, but Frank Beamer really got a catch and did a great job and has done a great job with that program as well.
Maurice Hall takes it back to about the 25, and Ohio will get their first offensive crack. We talked about the defensive ends being so important in this game. We're going to see Brian Pantek. He's going to have to go after them out of the great tradition at St. Ignatius High School.
I think it's the third quarterback from St. Ignatius to play. We had Scott Mutrin back in '94, and then Dave Ragone, who's the starting quarterback at Louisville in '98, was the MVP of the game.
Ohio will work out of the eye. Brandon Schnickner, the ball carrier. Gio Vendemia brought him down. Here's the Ohio backs. Maurice Hall, he is a quick, tough player, and so is Brandon Schnickner, just another big guy, and a real big offensive line for Ohio.
A couple 300-pounders in there. Becoming more and more common in high school football.
Almost picked off. Josh Lay.
You know, I was going to say, Greg, when I was down on the field watching pregame warm-ups, the one thing that concerned me in watching both of the Ohio quarterbacks in throwing against air, it seemed like they were a little late, that they were kind of waiting until the guy was into the break and not throwing with anticipation. And the speed on the other side of the ball tonight is going to be much different than what they were used to facing week in and week out during their high school seasons. Two excellent corners on this Pennsylvania team, and that time it was almost a touchdown going the other way.
Josh Lay out of Aliquippa forces a 3rd down and 6.
Nobody's covering the inside receiver.
Out of the shotgun. Looking deep, and Lay is right there to pick it off. Oh, he almost picked one, and he picks the second one.
Well, he got that one, and he needs to thank the defensive line. The pressure on Pentek caused him to get rid of this ball without being under control. Watch the pressure right up the middle there. Troy Banner was the guy who got the quick pressure, and that ball kind of fluttered on Pentek and lay there for the interception.
So Pennsylvania gets the ball back, up 7-0. Jones. How did he get out of that? That would be his second touchdown in just a few minutes. It looked like he was down. He comes out and takes it 64 yards. That was Houdini-like.
Well, the one thing that you don't realize or appreciate about this guy until you see him on the hoof and see him close up is at 215 pounds, he's got great strength and power, and then that speed that you just can't coach. If you let him cut back across the field, there's nobody that can catch him.
Robbie Gould for the extra point. And it's 14-0 Pennsylvania. Thanks to the Pennsylvania Player of the Year, Kevin Jones. Runs of 52 yards, 64 yards. And we'll take another look.
And you'll see what makes him so special. First, the strength to just break arm tackles, and then the speed to cut it back. I mean, first he has the strength to break out of little arm tackles. You can't just make arm tackles on this guy and knock him to the ground. And then you see the speed, and then he gets a little help on the outside. Good blocking by the receiver, John Deezer. And another long touchdown run for the Pennsylvania Player of the Year.
Jim Rankin was talking earlier in the week that if you get guys like Kevin Jones in the open field, just give them a little bit of space to run, whether it's on a little flare out or obviously on a play like that. That's what you want to do, create the open space. Well, they've created a lot more than open space.
And the key in defending a guy like that is not to let him get squared up the field, and you've got to wrap him up and get a lot of people gang tackling him. And in both of his touchdowns, they weren't able to knock him to the ground, and he was able to hit that hole full stride.
3 carries, 121 yards for Kevin Jones.
Not bad.
Yeah. So it's 14-0 Pennsylvania, and we've still got 8:59 left in the first quarter. Now Ohio's really got to regroup, particularly offensively, and really try to get back in the sync here. This is Hall, Maurice Hall, trying to find some open space and found it just short of the 25-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Ohio. Now the Ohio team regrouping, talking to their head coach, Dave Lucas.
And the big thing he's saying to him right now is, hey, look, all right, it's not gone the way that we wanted to here early, but we can't get it all back right away. Let's settle down. Let's try to make a couple first downs. Let's take it very slowly and get ourselves back into the football game. And a new quarterback in for Ohio right now. They're going to Bradley Smith out of Cheney High School, more of a runner, an option-type guy, kid heading to the University of Missouri.
Hall in motion. Schnittner, the ball carrier. Now we have a flag on the far side. The officials from both Pennsylvania and Ohio shows it on their merit. And it's going against Ohio. So it'll be 1st and 15 for Ohio. Not the way they wanted to come out and start this series. But again, like you said, Todd, this is a question of remember what you learned all week. Don't go into a panic.
The foul is illegal shift on the offense. 5-yard foul, replay, 1st down.
And really a great opportunity for these two quarterbacks. Right now it's Bradley Smith's turn to try to take control of things here, get his offense calmed down, and make some positive plays with the football.
He's going to keep it, run, and get absolutely nowhere. Scott Paxson in on the stop. We go down to the Ohio sidelines and Dennis Owens.
On the Ohio sidelines, Jamal Bryant, one of the defensive linemen. Tell us, you've been trying to fire up your team over here. You're very vocal. What are you telling the guys?
Tell them they need to wrap up. We can't win this football game without hitting. We got to win the hitting war. They're not more physical than we are.
You've seen Jones go for 2 long touchdowns. Your thoughts on him so far?
I think that those are 2 fluke plays, personally, because we're a lot better team than we are showing right now, and we're about to show that we can play this game. We're not that. No, it's time to pick it up.
We should.
Mistakes.
Good luck the rest of the way. Let's go back upstairs, guys.
He's right. They got to wrap up. You can't knock that guy down without wrapping him up.
Smith looking for somebody and can't find anybody and throws it away, and that's grounding. Scott McClintock was right there.
One of those guys headed to Michigan. Michigan very well represented in the ballgame this year. 5 guys going to the University of Michigan. McClintock, the linebacker out of Bell Vernon High School, is one of them. Bradley Smith just has to know right now, just get rid of the ball. Either run it out of bounds. It's a bad play. Don't make it worse by getting the intentional grounding penalty. This is a guy that, when I talk to the Ohio coaches this week, they say, you know,
intentional grounding on the offense, 5 yards from the spot of the foul, and a loss of down. 3rd down.
He's a little bit raw, but they think that he is a real find. They think that Gary Pinkel, the new coach, who was at Toledo and now at Missouri in his first year, really got a good one in this guy, who's got a tremendous upside as a running and throwing quarterback.
Threw for over 1,200 yards his senior year. Now he's faced with a 3rd and 26. They'll work it out on the ground with Hall. Gets to the outside. There's the open space. Hit hard as he crossed the 30.
Nice run, though. You see the speed of Maurice Hall. Now, I'll guarantee you that Maurice Hall is saying, hey, Kevin Jones isn't the only running back in this game. I'm a pretty good running back myself. It's a nice play. You know, hard to get 3rd and 26, but at least he gets a positive gain and gives his punting team a little bit of room to work with.
So despite the 4th down, that's a big play for Ohio, simply to get out of there and give them a little confidence that they can start to put something on the board here. Nate Fry to do the punting.
Bradley Smith is the personal protector.
A wobbly kick. Beach will take it. Goes through his arms. Got to regroup. Almost nowhere to go, and there is nowhere to go. Damian Fortson brought him down. He's headed to Michigan State. Pennsylvania gets the ball back.
That'll be one thing to watch as this game unfolds. Whenever you have your quarterback as a personal protector, there's always the threat of a fake, and especially with an option guy. So that's something we'll have to keep our eyes on as this game unfolds.
Cecil Howard will remain in at quarterback. First and 10 for Pennsylvania, just short of the 30-yard line. Furman in motion. Howard throws it up. Fred Lee brings it down. Crosses the 45. Nice catch by Fred Lee, who's one of the local products out of Bishop McDevitt High School. Fred had a great, spectacular career in high school. Sometimes doesn't look the part, but he is the real deal headed to Virginia Tech.
He's got great quickness. His older brother, Sean, plays at Penn State. Freddie deciding to carve out his own niche, his own career path, a very quick scat-back type receiver, and that time just knew where the football was, and the defender, Jason Wright, couldn't find the football.
First down for Pennsylvania from the 45. Guess who? Jones finally knocked him out of bounds that time, but he picks up what appears to be another first down. Chase Blackburn knocked him out of bounds. And it is.
The key for Ohio is going to have to be trying to get some penetration and get some arms and legs around this guy in the backfield. Don't let him have so much room to cut back across the grain. This very easily could have been another long run. Finally, Blackburn, nice pursuit inside out and knocks him out of bounds. But no penetration right now by Ohio, and he's allowing Kevin Jones to kind of pick and choose his way.
Howard John Deeser made the catch, immediately knocked out of bounds. Damian Fortson in on the stop out of Ravenna High School. Well, there's a look of a team that needs to get back into it, and Pennsylvania in control, up 14-0 into Ohio territory on their 42-yard line. 2nd and 9. Beach is in motion. This is Lamar Stewart getting his first carry, and he takes 3 guys with him and picks up a first down.
You know, one thing I'm impressed with right now is I'm impressed with how the Pennsylvania team is executing. I mean, Jim Rankin from North Allegheny High School is a wing T guy. That's not an easy offense to coach and teach, particularly in an all-star game in a week's worth of preparation. But so far, the execution of the Pennsylvania offense right now, led by quarterback Cecil Howard and, of course, Kevin Jones, has been outstanding.
1st and 10 from the 29. Pennsylvania's driving again. Jones. That time they did get a hand on him.
And it was Jamal Bryant, the guy that said that they had to wrap him up, did his job. That time made a nice play, beat the center, Kevin Johnson, and made the play. So another one of those guys heading to Bowling Green that some of the big schools passed on him, maybe didn't think he was quite big enough, and he's going to be a fine football player for the Bowling Green Falcons.
4:39 left in the first quarter. Greg Mastick with Todd Blackledge, Dennis Owens and John Appicello. The Big 33 Football Classic. It's the best of Pennsylvania and the best of Ohio. Pennsylvania with a ball. Joe Kreider into the ball game. Stopped by Kyle Magato. Kreider's a great story. His brother Dan plays for the Steelers. He was a late addition because one of the players for Pennsylvania got injured. And he was playing softball, got a foot. His dad came over and said, hey, guess what? You're on the Big 33 team.
Yeah, he replaced Ryan Wallace, the fullback linebacker out of Pottstown High School, who's headed to Temple, who unfortunately had a knee injury on Monday.
3rd and 5, Howard keeping it. Now to Jones.
Great defense. Now that's great team defense by Ohio. Whenever you defend the option, you have to be disciplined. You have to make sure that you have all your bases covered. And that time, the 2 most dangerous guys on the outside for Pennsylvania, the quarterback Howard and then Kevin Jones, and they had it. Simon Frazier chasing from the backside, ran right by the quarterback and knocked Kevin Jones down. That's great hustle from the backside by Simon Frazier.
So it'll bring up a 4th and 9. And Pennsylvania will go for it.
Now, this is a situation where 4th and 9, there's no way you'd play man-to-man coverage in normal situations, but in this game you have to. There's Frazier again. That's a loose ball.
And Ohio's off to the races. Patrick Ross. No flags. Touchdown, Ohio.
Well, Greg, so far it looks like we knew what we were talking about in the beginning of this show. We talked about Kevin Jones and his explosiveness, and we talked about the defensive ends of Ohio. Simon Frazier with back-to-back big-time plays and gets his Ohio team right back into the thick of things here.
Well, Dave DeLucas is happy. Here's Patrick Ross out of St. Xavier, headed to Boston College.
Well, Howard had no chance. Frazier just blew by the right tackle. And then Patrick Ross showing a little athleticism for a defensive lineman, taking it to the end zone. But Simon Frazier just exploded around the corner from his defensive end spot.
A throw of a lifetime for a lineman. Nate Fry converts the extra point. Well, a big defensive play gets Ohio right back in this football game. 2:52 left. Ohio's on the board. Pennsylvania gets the ball back with a 14-7 lead.
Toyota's Summer Savings sales event is here. Save on Corollas with up to $750 cash back from Toyota. Then keep saving with Corolla's great gas mileage. Or save with low 4.9% APR financing up to 60 months. Or lease Corolla, well equipped for $189 a month for 36 months with $1949 due at signing. Get the Toyota you want during Toyota's Summer Savings Sales Event. It's savings worth repeating.
Wireless. It's my morning coffee in a thermos, not a styrofoam cup. Wireless is a conference call into the stars. It's information in a breast pocket, not a file cabinet. Wireless is catching a big fish and a small fish at the same time. I can see wireless, and I like what I see. AT&T Wireless, your world close at hand.
Peanut butter and jelly on white with crust. Peanut butter and jelly on white with no crust. To kids, this is variety. But you've grown up. You want real choices for your money, like Arby's $5 value roundup. Choose any 2 chicken sandwiches, 3 beef and cheddars, or 4 regular roast beefs for just $5. So hurry in, and you'll get the kind of change you really like. The $5 value roundup, only at Arby's. Satisfy your grown-up tastes.
There are certain events that people are proud to be part of, and Camp Jeep is one of them. But the only way to get there is in a Tackle Anything Jeep 4x4. And right now, you can get into one during the Camp Jeep sales event at your Jeep dealer. Get up to a $2,500 cash allowance or 0.9% financing for savings over $4,200 on select vehicles. Or get a Wrangler for under $15 grand. So hurry in, because the only way to get out there is to get here first. Check one out at your local Jeep dealer.
You'll find them in every town, city, and suburb across Pennsylvania. Different people of different ages, from different walks of life, who all share the same belief that auto insurance rates are just too high, and it's time someone turned things around. That someone is finally here. Presenting Unitrin Direct, a company dedicated to driving down the high cost of auto insurance and helping drivers save hundreds of dollars a year or more.
How much can Unitrin Direct save you? Give us a call for a free rate quote. No pressure, no obligation. Unitrin Direct's low rates could save you hundreds of dollars a year with no loss in coverage. You'll even have your own dedicated team of representatives to look out for your best interests. And remember, the Unitrin family of insurance companies has more than 70 years of experience and over $5 billion in assets. So you can count on us to be there when you need us. Call Unitrin Direct today and see just how much you could save.
You want savings, you want service, you want Unitrin Direct. Call 1-877-292-4408 now.
The bow. Resistance becomes strength. Becomes power. The power to change and reshape your entire body. This is Bowflex, an entire gem-in-one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance in any room in your home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. One simple workout. 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Bowflex is real. The results are real. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call right now for a free video and brochure. Bowflex, the power is yours.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the program.
The PNC Big 33 Football Classic is brought to you by Saturn of Harrisburg, Saturn of Carlisle Pike, and by AT&T Wireless.
Getting set for the second quarter at Hershey Park Stadium, the PNC Big 33 Football Classic. It's part of the Big 33 experience. One young man is about to throw one pass for a $33,000 scholarship. Dennis Owens, take it away and explain.
Of Rosemont, Pennsylvania, a junior at Penn State University, can throw 33 yards through that target, 33 inches. Take a look at the target, 33 inches. By 33 inches, he will win a $33,000 scholarship. Have you prepared for this?
A little bit.
You didn't wear shoes. He's barefoot as we speak. You like throwing barefoot?
That's the way I practiced.
That's the way you practiced. You feeling good about it?
Doing all right.
Okay, first of all, everybody give him a big round of applause. Alex Suero of Rosemont, Pennsylvania, 33-yard throw for $33,000. Alex, whenever you're ready.
No. All right.
Good try, Alex. How about a big round of applause nonetheless? Alex Suero, Rosemont, Pennsylvania, a junior. We do have to thank Dave Trimber of Chi-Chi's. They are the sponsor, and nonetheless, he will get a $1,000 scholarship for his schooling at Penn State University. Thanks very much, Dave Trimber.
Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs.
That's tough for anybody.
Oh, you're not kidding. That 33 by 33 square looked a lot like 3 by 3. Let's take a look at his form now. Looks relaxed. Steps into it, doesn't overstride. The only thing on this is 33 yards is a little bit longer than you might imagine. Just didn't get enough air under it. The form looked okay. Just needed a little more air under that ball.
I think if he goes to Todd Black as his quarterback camp.
That's right.
We're
going to get him. We could get. I normally don't take juniors in college. Juniors in high school come to my camp, but I'd make room for him. He's a Penn State guy. How'd you know about my quarterback camp?
Oh, reading up. All right. 2nd and 3 for Pennsylvania. Cecil Howard still in, will continue this series. That is Lamar Stewart. Reggie Arden was right there. Take a look at our first quarter stats, brought to you by Saturn of Harrisburg. Look at the difference in first downs and the rushing yardage.
Well, rushing yards, 154. Kevin Jones, about 125 of that on 2 carries, 2 touchdown carries. And Ohio still has not really been able to do anything on offense, haven't had the ball much on offense, have yet to get a first down.
3rd and 1. They're just short from the 11. Howard keeps it himself. The host of tacklers right there. I don't know if his forward progress got him that far. We'll have to measure.
I think he did. That's a pretty safe play when your quarterback is 6'3", 195, 200 pounds, and that's what Cecil Howard is. Got a good blocking center, and Brian Johnson just hesitate a little bit and find a crease and get the 1 yard.
1st and goal for Pennsylvania. Cecil Howard working with a 14-7 lead, early 2nd quarter.
My guess is that Kevin Jones is going to get the ball right here.
You guessed correctly. Just short of the 5. Patrick Ross, who scored the touchdown, was there to make the stop.
Ohio is doing a better job. I mean, their feet are back on the ground now. I think they got stunned there, those first 2 touchdown runs by Kevin Jones, as you might expect. They're doing a better job now of getting to the football and then wrapping up the ball carrier, whether it be Kevin Jones, whether it be Cecil Howard, doing a much better job of tackling and getting more bodies to the football.
Dave DeLugas, the Ohio head coach, watching his team face a 2nd and goal from the 6. Howard, 1 step again, looks, throws, no marker was down. Tim Massacoy and Jason Wright were there mixing it up.
Jason Wright needs something good to happen to him right now. That time he may have got away with a little push on Massacoy, but the ball was incomplete as Massacoy limps off to the sidelines a little bit. But they have really tried to pick on Jason Wright a little bit with the size of Tim Massacoy.
If we don't get it.
I think we got to kick the field goal.
Big play right here for Ohio. They need to stop desperately.
3rd and 6. They brought Rowland and Kreider in. Howard runs out of trouble and runs into the end zone.
Greg, that play right there, to me, defines the change in the quarterback position now in college football and even pro football. Why a guy like Cecil Howard is so valuable in a major college, because when the play breaks down, when there's free men rushing the quarterback, you've got to have somebody that can make a play. And Cecil Howard proves that he is a special player. The play breaks down. For most guys, that's a dead play. He makes it a touchdown.
Robbie Gould for his 3rd extra point, and he's got it.
Man, he almost kicked that one over the stage. This to me is what the quarterback position has become. It's no longer necessarily the guy that is the classic strong arm drop back guy. It's somebody that can elude pressure, make somebody miss, and then explode into the end zone and also throw the football. And that's exactly what Cecil Howard did right there. An excellent improvised play by the quarterback.
Well, he's been a lot of fun to talk to all week, and John Appicello is about to talk to him again. John?
That's right. It's our future Orangeman, and he found the end zone. Tell me a little bit about the improvisation right there.
Well, the play was the Statue of Liberty. Our wing was supposed to come around. I took a 5-step drop to get back there, and I seen their 2 ends came in. So I figured even if he would have got it, they would have made a tackle for a loss. So I seen the seam, and my coaches in high school always told me to run to the green, so that's just what I did.
I feel like Ohio has kind of settled in after you stung them early. So plan B seems to be working.
Yeah, we just got to keep our offense up and bring our defense a little bit harder. Well, our offense a little bit harder. Our defense is playing great right now. We just got to keep up the intensity.
All right, Greg, back up to you.
Well, they were running the Statue of Liberty play in practice, and they didn't want us to videotape it. Now I know why.
Well, I'll tell you what, that makes that play of Cecil Howard's even better, because not only did he improvise, but he recognized that if he would have run the play, they would have never scored. And he ran exactly to the spot where the play should have gone had he handed it off. This is a big league play. You see, he's going to just hand it off to the wing, but there's no chance to get the ball to the wing back. What a great job by Cecil Howard, seeing the breakdown and turning a bad play into a touchdown.
Wow. 21-7. Pennsylvania has the lead. Ohio has yet to score an offensive touchdown. They scored on a turnover. Angelo Chathams with a football.
Nice play. I mean, when you think about it, Ohio has not really had the football very much in this game. So, I mean, they really haven't gotten any kind of rhythm going offensively, and that's the kind of play they need. Angelo Chathams with a nice first down run.
Another young man going to Ohio State, really one of the top wide receivers in the state. Big play kind of guy, and they're trying to mix it up, trying to find a little spark here on offense, and they do pick up their first down. From the 32, early second quarter, we're in Hershey, Pennsylvania for the PNC Big 33 Football Classic. Pantek throws, Schnittner, big time hit. Marlon Jackson out of Sharon, he's going to Michigan. You could hear it.
When you talk to these Pennsylvania coaches, they just raved about Marlon Jackson all week. 2 outstanding players from Sharon, one going to Penn State, Terrence Phillips, and Marlon Jackson, as you mentioned, going to Michigan. Watch and listen to this hit. They have raved about his closing speed all week. He's got that great body, that athletic cornerback body, and then the speed to close on a play like that.
2nd and 4. Schnittner again. Ed Hinkle was there, and he's got a first down.
Obviously, that hit didn't affect Schnittner too much. Back in there running north and south for a nice first down.
He's not only a good football player, also a national honor student out of Perkins High School, also headed to the Buckeyes.
Small school in Ohio. They were the Division IV state champs 2 years ago when Brandon was a junior. 26-1 during his final 2 seasons there.
Here's Hall. Maurice Hall with open field. 20, 10. Touchdown, Ohio. 54 yards, and Maurice Hall gets Ohio right back in the football game.
Again, whenever you have a highly acclaimed guy on the other side, like Kevin Jones, it just, and you've got a competitor, and all these guys are obviously great competitors. A guy like Maurice Hall, he's chomping at the bit to show what he can do, and that time a similar kind of run as Kevin Jones. Watch him hit this hole and then cut back. Good vision, good cutback, and then great speed to take it to the end zone.
Dave DeLugas, head coach of Ohio. We'll watch Nate Fry put another one on the board. And they have cut the lead to 7. What a fun first half. This may be the best first half in a long time in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We thought we'd see a showcase. We're seeing that and a lot more. Ohio is now down by 7.
So I'm coming home one weekend and I'm running on fumes, so I pull over to fill up. But of course I can't find my wallet, right? So there I am, like 80 miles from home and about 100 from school, and I'm looking under the seat and in the glove compartment for some change, and I pull out like a handful, but it was enough to get me home.
We had a tough year. Earnings are down, our stock is down, growth is slowing, demand is flat.
He's thinking, I was set for early retirement. She's thinking, I had it made.
Trend is clear.
She's thinking, glad I called PNC. Most of my investments are in one company. PNC helped cushion me from this volatile market. Let us put your money to work in ways you never thought possible.
I think it's time we get back to reality.
PNC, the thinking behind the money.
Wireless. It's my morning coffee in a thermos, not a styrofoam cup. Wireless is a conference call into the stars. It's information in a breast pocket, not a file cabinet. Wireless is catching a big fish and a small fish at the same time. I can see wireless, and I like what I see. AT&T Wireless, your world close at hand.
Hi, I'm Bob, and I'm a fajitas fanatic. It's been 3 hours since my last fajitas.
Hang in there, Bob.
Oh, that grilled steak. The shrimp. Oh.
Be strong, Bob.
I'm trying, but now they've got those new smothered steak and mushroom fajitas all covered with melted cheese.
A fanatically fantastic fajitas from just $9.99 right now at Chi-Chi's.
Some other dealerships might go on the lam when it comes to low prices. Not Northwest Chevrolet. Pound for pound, the best car dealer in the world. If you think you can get better service someplace else, forget about it. Northwest is the #1 Chevrolet service center in the Pittsburgh North Zone. Looking to save some dough? Get the deal beater in your corner.
Somewhere between conventional hair replacement and conventional hair transplants, there's something else. New Graftique. This is how real hair grows, how real hair combs, how real hair feels. But Graftique isn't real growing hair. It's not conventional hair replacement or a transplant. Graftique is the new, improved, non-invasive hair graft from Folligraft. The improvement is in the graft itself, the thinnest layer of skin ever. This is growing hair under 90 times magnification. This is Graftique under 90 times magnification. Can't tell which is which? That's the point. Of course, since no one lives under a microscope, Graftique not only looks like growing hair, it lives like growing hair. Do whatever you did when you had a full head of hair. Maybe do it more often. If you don't want conventional hair replacement or a transplant, look into new Graftique by Folligraft. You won't believe your eyes.
For free information, call HRG now at 1-800-514-HAIR.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the program.
Last night at the Big 33 banquet, Joe Montana, who played in this game in 1974, honored. He's the honorary chairman. We asked him about this rivalry that has developed between the great states of Pennsylvania and Ohio.
And a rivalry. You know, who doesn't want to beat their neighbor? I mean, I grew up with my best friend living across the street, and he was my neighbor, and I relished beating him more than anybody. So,
Joe played in this game back in 1974, back when the tradition wasn't quite as great. The game had not grown quite as great. Pennsylvania won the game 14-7. We'll hear a lot more from Joe Montana at halftime, but boy, it just goes without saying that the great rivalry when you play guys you know, maybe you've played against then, and you know, and not in high school, but it's like the Steelers and the Browns, you know.
You know, the interesting thing when you hear that quote of Joe Montana, and you heard it last night, anybody that was at the banquet, He's a mild-mannered, soft-spoken guy off the field, very businesslike in his appearance and the way he talks, very articulate. But everybody that played with him or against him recognized that when he got in between the lines and strapped the helmet on, he was as competitive of a guy and had that fire burning in his belly like nobody else. And it's just interesting to see him off the field and then to hear what he was like and see what he was like on the field. Two different guys.
Ganner hits Terrence Phillips, tries to get to the outside, and you hear some big hits again. Ken Williams made the stop. It's a great point about Joe Montana. Just very quiet, very soft-spoken, but you would not want anybody else in there when it came to crunch time. And boy, he got a standing ovation at the banquet last night. So many of his fans from the 49ers, and so many people. He had some of his family there last night. A lot of folks who remember him from his Pennsylvania high school days.
Yep. And when he played in the game in '74, he didn't have a great night. Threw a couple interceptions. They did win the game, and obviously that's the bottom line. But boy, what a career he ultimately had. 4 Super Bowl championships.
Jones made one escape, but not a second. Looks like he got the first down, though. Pierre Woods made the stop. There's a look at some of the buddies, some of the kids who have been with the Ohio team all week long, and you'll see more of the buddies coming up at halftime. But that's a wonderful program for the Big 33. They bring in all the special needs fans from throughout central Pennsylvania. A lot of them are here year after year, and there they are. And even though they're all from Pennsylvania, they have great bonding with, for example, the Ohio players.
Yeah, they cheer as loud as anybody at this game.
Ganner throws again to Fred Lee. Tries to escape, but only got a yard.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what now. There's a guy on the Ohio team, and he made a play right there. His name is Chase Blackburn. And when I talk to the Ohio coaches, they say this guy is named appropriately because he is a chaser. He chases plays all over the field. I thought Fred Lee was going to turn this into a big play when he wheeled and went back outside, and Blackburn ran all the way from the inside and chased him down. Watch when Fred Lee makes his quick move back outside. It looked like a big play, and Chase Blackburn came from his linebacker position and ran him down. That's just good hustle inside out by Blackburn.
2nd and 9. Little misdirection, and it's Veach. Crosses the 40. Blair Kramer in on the stop.
Chris Ganner calling a timeout, running the hurry-up offense here. Again, this is a situation you would expect, being the son of a coach, an offensive coach at that. Now, Fran, the assistant head coach and offensive coordinator at Penn State. I mean, this kind of thing in the ball game, 2-minute offense, hurry-up offense, something that he's probably very adept at, very well aware of all the situations, the scenarios, what you have to do to move your team into position to score.
Well, take a look at the alumni who in the Big 33 game. 58 players, 9 assistant coaches, a head coach. These are guys who all played in the Big 33 game. So we mentioned before, there's never been a Super Bowl without a Big 33 player. That is very impressive.
It really is. I mean, that Super Bowl thing, I mean, as each year goes by, it gets even more and more impressive. Last year, I think there were 5 guys that played in the game when the Ravens beat the Giants. The year before, when the Titans and the Rams played, there were 9 Big 33 alumnus in the game. That's amazing. It's not just one guy in the game. It's 5 or 9.
Kerry Collins, of course, grew up near Hershey. Played in this game, the quarterback for the Giants. Kim Herring, Joe Juravicius, Brandon Short, Jermaine Lewis. Those 5 guys played in the Super Bowl last year.
Another big play for the Ohio defense right now. They need a good pass rush here on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. Don't want to give up any more points. They fought their way back into this ball game.
Ganner, 1 step. Andrew Richardson knocked down. Dustin Fox was right there. Well, we've got a big kick coming up at halftime. Dennis Owens is with the man who's going to kick it.
And he's doing some practices. Go ahead, Justin, give it a kick. He's been practicing on the sideline. Justin Angle of Southwestern High School. If you can kick a 33-yard field goal at halftime, $75,000 scholarship. How you feel?
I feel great. I'm really excited and can't wait to get out there and try it.
Where are you going to school?
Going to Cornell University.
Oh, so $75,000 would come in handy.
It sure would. it'll pay for a good 2 years after that.
And so you've been practicing?
Yes, I have. I went out and practiced about a couple times a week during the summer, and I think I have a pretty good shot.
So you're feeling good?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's go back upstairs. It is indeed a 33-yard field goal. Oh, I'm wrong. It's a 40-yard field goal. But I'm getting conflicting information. 40-yard field goal. You got to kick a 40-yard field goal. You ready to do it?
Yes.
Okay, let's go back upstairs.
The ball will probably be snapped from 33 yards away. 7 yards for the hold. That makes it a 40-yard field goal, maybe. I got to say this, though. Jason Wright, number 5, has had a tough first half. They've picked on him a little bit. But the young man made a great play that time. Almost came up with the interception. Defensive back out of Shaker Heights High School, headed to Central Michigan. Perfect position on that play and knocked the ball down.
Second down, 53 seconds left in the half, and Ganner wants time.
See, this is another one of those situations. Right now, you wouldn't expect a defense to play man-to-man, and the pressure is really on a defense because you have to play man-to-man. Even though with under a minute and you want to protect the score where it is right now, you'd probably be playing zone. Maybe a zone blitz, you want to create some pressure, but you don't want to get into one-on-one situations necessarily. But this game, the rules make you play that way. So the pressure is still on the Ohio defense right now to keep this game at a 7-point deficit.
All right, Fred Lee comes back in with Ganner. There's Jim Rankin, the head coach of Pennsylvania. Well, Ohio State and Penn State had their fair share. Pittsburgh's done very well, particularly recruiting that. It came off a great year. Walt Harris has been a big supporter of this game. He's got 6 guys coming to the Panthers.
Well, Walt has connections in both states. He spent some time at Ohio State, so he knows a lot of the high school coaches in Ohio. Of course, he's been at Pitt now and has had some success. And he's keeping some of those Pittsburgh kids, the kids from around Pittsburgh, he's keeping them at home. And he's done a nice job recruiting. And I mentioned earlier, Michigan, with 5 guys in the ball game, really very, very well represented.
Second down. Ganner with time. Fred Lee was there with Ken Williams. The crowd wanted a flag, but there is none.
There's a little pushing and shoving that time, but I think both guys were involved in it, and the referees, probably a good no call at that point. But again, with man-to-man, you might as well take some shots down the field because you know you're going to get single coverage. Spread them out, make them cover all over the field, and see if you can take a shot at a deep one.
3rd and 10 now from the 48.
Keep your eye on
the midfield stripe.
Keep your eye on Pierre Woods and Simon Frazier here. They need to crank it up for the Ohio defense.
They're going to keep it on the ground with Lamar Stort. Chase Blackburn again was there.
This defensive line and the whole Ohio defense got stunned early in the ball game. You see Pat Massey that time thinking pass all the way, just kind of went right for the quarterback, and they ran a little draw inside of him, not for much yardage, but they got stunned early in the game by the 2 long runs by Kevin Jones, but they've settled down pretty well. They've played much better here in the rest of the first half. There's Phil Morrow, the coach right in the middle there from Jackson High School, which is, I played my high school football at North Canton Hoover, and our arch rival is the Jackson Polar Bears. We play them at the end of the year every year. And my final memory as a high school senior was losing to Jackson 7-0 in the fog over at Jackson Stadium. So I don't like the Polar Bears too much, but Phil's a pretty good guy.
Todd has a unique perspective, of course, having played his high school football in Ohio and his college ball at Penn State. There's a look at Hershey Park Stadium. It's surrounded, if you're not familiar with this area, you see one of the many roller coasters. Hershey Park surrounds this entire stadium. And to the right is the oldest working hockey arena. Will come to an end at the end of this year. They're building a brand new arena across the road. But they packed Hershey Park. I mean, there's probably got to be, I'm not exaggerating when I'm telling you, there's probably 50 to 60,000 people in this complex today alone.
It is a fabulous amusement park, too. My family just loves it. And you mentioned the roller coaster. Boy, I went on that Great Bear in the dark the other night, and that
and you lived to tell about
freaky.
it.
That was a freaky deal there, boy.
4th and 7, and Pennsylvania will punt it away. hang it up. Now they got to get some field position out of that. Now that's what Pennsylvania wanted to accomplish, and they did. Marlon Jackson stopped it from going into the end zone. But this is a beautiful area, central Pennsylvania, and people love their football. This is actually the home of a couple of high school teams and a soccer team as well.
Have some pretty good concerts here, too, in the summer, don't they?
Yeah, Dennis, this has been a big concert. As a matter of fact, we got another one coming up tomorrow night.
Right up there on that stage in the last 3 weeks, we had NSYNC, we had Backstreet Boys, James Taylor, Paul Simon, and tomorrow night Bon Jovi. It is a concert happening, and NSYNC was the record so far. They close to 30,000 people on this field watching NSYNC up on that stage. So it's one of the exciting things. It's not just an amusement park around here at Hershey. They attract some pretty big acts as well.
Well, Ohio looks like they're going to be content to run out the clock here. And boy, they've really gotten themselves back into this football game.
23, Tim Murphy with the ball for Ohio.
Pantech gets one last play, but the clock running down.
Gain of 3 and 2nd and 7.
We've had some excitement here in the first half of play. 49 points scored. A lot of big plays on both sides.
And Pennsylvania will go to the locker room with a 28-21 lead. All right, we're getting set for a $75,000 kick. We'll see more of the Big 33 experience throughout the week. It has been a great first half. We're going to get some impressions of what's happened with this Pennsylvania team so far. And we go down to John Appicello and the Ohio team as well. John?
Greg, Coach DeLugas beside me. Coach, you have to be proud of your bunch. They were stung early, but they got their feet on the ground and got back in this thing.
That's for sure. There's no give up in the Ohio boys. We're ready to go. We're anxious to get back out here for the second half. I wish we could cut out the halftime.
You got something going with Bradley Smith. It felt like you got some momentum mid-second quarter.
You know, it's fine to move the football on offense, but man, we keep getting hit with those fade passes on D, and that takes the breath right out of you. We got to find some way to cover those receivers.
Okay, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Thanks.
All right, John, thank you. We're set for a big halftime. Pennsylvania with a 7-point lead from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Toyota's Summer Savings Sales Event is here. Save on Camrys with 1,000 cash back from Toyota. Then keep saving with the best gas mileage of any automatic family sedan. Or save with low 4.9% APR financing up to 60 months. Or lease a well-equipped Camry for just $228 a month for 36 months with $26.53 due at signing. Get the Toyota you want during Toyota's Summer Savings Sales Event. It's savings worth repeating.
Peanut butter and jelly on white with crust. Peanut butter and jelly on white with no crust. To kids, this is variety. But you've grown up. You want real choices for your money, like Arby's $5 value roundup. Choose any 2 chicken sandwiches, 3 beef and cheddars, or 4 regular roast beefs for just $5. So hurry in, and you'll get the kind of change you really like. The $5 value roundup, only at Arby's. Satisfy your grown-up tastes.
I'm Ron Kaplan, president of Capital Tuxedo. Since 1931, we fit the world with exceptional styles for the exceptional occasion. Why? Because it's all about style.
Try our online catalog and view our vast selection of traditional and contemporary tuxedos and our exciting formal wear accessories.
Unmatched quality and selection with great customer service. All at affordable prices. Why look anywhere else?
Over 600 locations in 8 states. Call 800-366-0871.
So I'm coming home one weekend and I'm running on fumes, so I pull over to fill up. But of course I can't find my wallet, right? So there I am, like 80 miles from home and about 100 from school, and I'm looking under the seat and in the glove compartment for some change, and I pull out like a handful, but it was enough to get me home.
Greg Mace together with Todd Blackledge. We're in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Great crowd on hand. Have seen a very, very entertaining first half between Pennsylvania and Ohio. Pennsylvania had jumped out to an early lead on some great plays by Kevin Jones, but Ohio got back into this football game, and now they trail by just 7, 28-21. Well, the Big 33 is much more than just a football game. In fact, they have established a scholarship foundation. These are non-athletic scholarships. They're based on your need, your scholastic ability, your involvement in the community. And last year, over $200,000 in academic scholarships were presented to students throughout Pennsylvania and Ohio. And since 1985, over $1.6 million. It's a great program. If you're interested in getting involved, you can contact the Big 33 office in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, and they'd love to get you personally or your business involved in the Big 33 Scholarship Foundation. Well, one young man is about to kick or attempt to kick a field goal for a full ride to the college of his choice. Now, the first year it actually happened. Somebody did kick a field goal, and he got a full ride for $75,000. Well, let's send it down to Dennis Owens for the kick. Dennis?
Okay, we have with us 18-year-old Justin Angle of Southwestern High School. Where are you going to college?
Going to Cornell University in Ithaca, New York.
You could use $75,000 going to Cornell.
I sure could.
Have you been practicing?
Yes, I have. I've been practicing a couple times each week during the summer.
40-yard field goal, ball's on the 30-yard line. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty excited. I want to get out there and do my best.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you go ahead. If he can kick this field goal, a $75,000 college scholarship courtesy of Mrs. T's Pierogies. How about some noise? Let's make some noise for Justin Angle of Southwestern High School. Okay, a valiant effort. How about a round of applause, Justin Angle? And despite the fact that he missed the kick, he will still get $4,000. That's Tim Twardzik of Mrs. T's Pierogi. And with this awarding of money, you go over $100,000 in college scholarship monies. Thanks for being part of this.
Love to be part of the Big 33. Again, it's more than a game, it's academic. Congratulations, great job. Enjoy Cornell, and eat lots of pierogies.
How you feeling, Justin?
I'm feeling good. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, once again, big round of applause. $4,000. Justin Angle, Southwestern High School. And when we come back, a look at the week in review of this Big 33 week in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We'll be right back.
If you have one of these, you could save lots of this on auto insurance by using one of these to call Unitrin Direct. Now that Unitrin Direct Auto Insurance is finally available in Pennsylvania, you could save hundreds of dollars or more without sacrificing service.
Yes, Unitrin Direct Auto Insurance is finally available in Pennsylvania. That means you can save up to 20% or more on auto insurance. But unlike those cut-rate companies, you don't have to give up service. In fact, you'll have your own team of professionals to answer your questions or handle your claims. You don't have to give up security either. We're part of the top-rated Unitrin Insurance family with over 70 years of experience and over $5 billion in assets. Call this number now for a free, no-obligation rate quote and see how much you could save.
So if you think your auto insurance rates are too high, call Unitrin Direct now for a free no-obligation rate quote and see just how much money you could save. You want savings, you want service, you want Unitrin Direct. Call 1-877-841-4969 now.
The ride, don't need a reason why. Everything's alright.
Easy boy.
There will be moments when the planets align, the heavens part, and the car gods smile down upon you with a beautiful, clear, winding road. The midsize L-Series performance sedan from Saturn, because it would be a shame to disappoint the car gods.
This is your captain speaking. If I could have your attention for a moment, folks, I'd
just like to say that American is proud to be the only airline to remove seats throughout coach, so you all can have more room to cross your legs. However, we do kindly request that you not all do it at the same time. Thank you.
I'm Ron Kaplan, president of Capital Tuxedo. Since 1931, we fit the world with exceptional styles for the exceptional occasion. Why? Because it's all about style.
Try our online catalog and view our vast selection of traditional and contemporary tuxedos and our exciting formal wear accessories.
Unmatched quality and selection with great customer service. All at affordable prices. Why look anywhere else?
Over 600 locations in 8 states. Call 800-366-0871.
There are certain events that people are proud to be part of, and Camp Jeep is one of them. But the only way to get there is in a Tackle Anything Jeep 4x4. And right now, you can get into one during the Camp Jeep sales event at your Jeep dealer. Get up to a $2,500 cash allowance or 0.9% financing for savings over $4,200 on select vehicles. Or get a Wrangler for under $15 grand. So hurry in, because the only way to get out there is to get here first. Check one out at your local Jeep dealer.
Rugged, tough, the Rhino is built to take grueling off-road abuse. And so can Rhino Lining's Tough Stuff truck bed liners. If you work your truck hard, then you need a Rhino Lining sprayed-on polyurethane lining to protect your truck bed. Rhino Linings is the world's leading sprayed-on liner company. Their Tough Stuff liner, sprayed on up to a 1/4 inch thick, is virtually indestructible polyurethane. And unlike plastic liners, which don't stop truck bed rust, a Rhino Lining protects your investment permanently. A Rhino Lining only takes a few hours to apply, and it's warranted by your dealer for as long as you own your truck. So if you want to protect your truck's value, get a Rhino Liner. Call or log on right now. We'll send you a free brochure, a sample of Tough Stuff, and give you the name of the Rhino Lining's dealer nearest you. Call now.
What would happen if an SUV were raised by a family of sports cars?
Zoom, zoom. The 200 horsepower Mazda Tribute. The SUV with the soul of a sports car.
One of the most entertaining halves of football I think we've ever seen here at the Big 33, and it was a play of Kevin Jones that started it off, had 2 great big-time touchdowns, Todd.
Yeah, I guess we should have known that we were going to be in for something special the way this game started. First possession, Kevin Jones with the great vision on the cutback and then the speed to the end zone, and we see why he was so electrifying. And then Ohio, much needed, got the big play from Simon Fraser, knocked the ball loose. Patrick Ross picked it up. The defensive lineman, a dream come true touchdown, and Ohio right back in the ball game.
And Cecil Howard scrambling, running in. That gave Pennsylvania 21-17. Then we saw Maurice Hall take off.
Yeah, we see the burst from Maurice Hall. The guy headed to Ohio State said, hey, there's more than one running back in this ball game. Beautiful pass from Chris Ganter to Freddie Lee. Perfect throw, and as we heard Dave DeLuga say, those fade routes really hurt him in the first half. Ohio scored again, Schnitker in after a nice long drive engineered by Bradley Smith. And as you look at the statistics, both teams ran the football well in that first half, but Ohio just didn't have the ball very much. 20 more plays the Pennsylvania had, 38 plays for 348 yards compared to only 18 plays for 171 yards.
Those are first half stats from Saturn of York. We're back with what should be a great second half. Pennsylvania with a 7-point lead as we go to the third quarter.
So I'm coming home one weekend and I'm running on fumes, so I pull over to fill up. But of course I can't find my wallet, right? So there I am, like 80 miles from home and about 100 from school, and I'm looking under the seat and in the glove compartment for some change, and I pull out like a handful, but it was enough to get me home.
This is home. The communities where we work. The neighborhoods where we live and where we play. How we take care of it matters. Waste management, a part of the neighborhood. To bring waste management to your home, call the location nearest you. Waste management, relationships that work.
Dad, I ate my vegetables. I'm getting a cookie.
Okay. At Old Country Buffet, dessert's always a big favorite. But Monday through Thursday, it's Dessert Central.
Whoa.
Create your own flurry, squiggle sundae, or banana split. Dessert Central. Monday through Thursday. Go for it.
Whoa.
That's a cookie? Yeah, it's in there.
Cookie sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Old Country Buffet. Great choice.
Toyota's summer savings sales event is here. Save on Camrys with 1,000 cash back from Toyota. Then keep saving with the best gas mileage of any automatic family sedan. Or save with low 4.9% APR financing up to 60 months. Or lease a well-equipped Camry for just $228 a month for 36 months with $26.53 due at signing. Get the Toyota you want during Toyota's summer savings sales event. It's savings worth repeating.
The PNC Big 33 Football Classic is brought to you by Toyota, Capital Tux, and by L.B. Smith Ford.
Three cheerleaders. There are some of the cheerleaders. Some of the top cheerleaders from around the area. Dennis Owens with Coach Jim Rankin. Dennis.
Coach, assess the first half for us.
Well, I think we started off on offense, and I think we finished on offense pretty well. Our defense went soft in the second half, and I'm very disappointed in it. And really, it's an even game to us right now. If our defense can play, and I think our offense is good enough, we have a chance. But it's going to be a bloodbath in the second half.
What should tell your team at halftime?
We said it's the ones that want it more, and the guys that are going to work through the fatigue, and really be excited about the second half. We got 24 minutes. Let's just roll the dice.
Okay, thank you very much for being with us. He has to run. Guys, let's go back upstairs.
You know, Todd, we've seen this before. One team maybe comes in a little bit tight, not executing as well, but there's so much talent on this field. I don't think in this day and age, the way this game is shaping up, you'll ever see a blowout.
No, I don't think so. And there's too many big players, you know, on both sides of the ball. And we documented it. I mean, Kevin Jones stunned this team early, the Ohio team. A couple easy, quick touchdowns where he just exploded, but Ohio got back in it. Their defense got him in it with the big touchdown, as we saw in the highlights, and now they get the ball back to start the second half.
Pennsylvania leading 28-21. Greg Mace together with Todd Blackledge. Dennis Owens and John Appicello were on the sidelines. And again, these are all high school seniors. They've all graduated already from their individual schools. They're all off to college in just a couple of weeks. So this is great preparation as they get set for major college football.
Yep. 33 different schools represented here tonight in terms of where these kids will be going. Not just big-time schools, but smaller schools. Brian Johnson, the center for Pennsylvania, headed to Geneva College to continue his career.
Robbie Gould kicks off this second half. Dustin Fox. That'll give Ohio some decent field position. Scott McClintock was there on the stop. And there is Kevin Jones, who got off to a great start, but been bottled up just a little bit in that second quarter. But now Ohio's got a chance to tie up this ball game.
You know, it's interesting. Kevin Jones, 11 carries for 146 yards in that first half, very close to breaking the all-time record of this game held by Nick Goings of the Ohio team. But as you mentioned, he had touchdown runs of 52 and 64 yards on 2 carries. And then after that, 9 carries for 30 yards. So the Ohio defense did a much better job of not letting him make those cutbacks and just get into the open field.
Scott Paxson went down to one knee. And one of the trainers is talking to him. It looks like he hurt his wrist or his elbow.
Well, he's a good-looking athlete. I mean, he is a big, rangy-looking athlete. He's also the long snapper for this Pennsylvania team. Yeah, you can see his ring finger is not pointing in the right direction right now.
Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. That's a tough break when you come in here and practice all weekend, and he'll get some quick attention there. All right, Ohio looks to tie up this ball game. A misdirection play coming right at you. Angelo Chatham. We've got a marker down at about the 40-yard line.
Right there, I think the penalty is going to go against Ohio, but we saw the great closing speed of Marlon Jackson again that time. We've seen it on a couple pass plays, that time on a run, a sweep. And boy, when he zeroed in, he got there in a hurry.
And it's a hold against Ohio.
Mentioned that Marlon is one of two guys from the Sharon High School team. Terrence Phillips, the other one, a wide receiver. I bet those two guys waged some battles during their high school career, going one-on-one at each other, trying to make each other better day in and day out. Wow.
End of the run. Replay first down. First and 18.
So there it is, first and 18. Ball now back at the 22-yard line. Brian Pantek is the quarterback. He's going to Northern Iowa out of St. Ignatius. Good time, one step. Ball. Complete to Jamison Evans. Didn't get very far, though. They've gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. All right, there's a look at the finger, and you just pop it back in, tape it up. Ouch, that hurts looking at it.
It may not hurt him playing, every down, but the one thing, as I mentioned, he's also the long snapper, and should this game come down to a big field goal attempt, that may affect his long snapping ability.
2nd and 12. Pitches to Maurice Hall. Wow, great pursuit.
Great pursuit is right by McClintock. We've called his name a couple times. The linebacker out of Bell Vernon, headed to Michigan, 6'3", 240 pounds, and showing the ability to run sideline to sideline. There he is, 42, middle linebacker, reads it all the way, and that is not a slow running back that he's closing on there. Great angle and good speed.
He goes 6'3", 240. That's pretty good for a linebacker. 3rd and 13. Oh, yeah. Good lateral pursuit. 3rd down now. And a long 13. To the air. Looking for Hamby.
Wow, what? No, they said it hit the ground. That was really a nice defensive play by Gio Vendimia because that ball was well thrown.